guys are open, take them. But this is a Rams offense that thrives off of cuts and screens and pass work. So I think really being able to utilize the passers that are on the floor for the Rams will make all the difference here in the second half.
And that will do it for the halftime report as we are ready to start the second half of play with the Rams up 36-29 over the visiting Mustangs of Mid Western State. And we get the second half started with the sideline out of bounds. Ball in the hands of Willie Guy now and Angelo State. And here's the lob to Basie, and Basie flushes it home over Will Shepard. What a way to start off the second half for Angelo State. The beautiful lob pass and beautiful finish from DJ Basie. Corner three from Will Shepard off the mark, rebounded by Basie. Up ahead to Farr, shot blocked by Will Shepard. Into the hands of Hill. And here's Sanders up top. Now in the hands of Lestrap. Inside feed to Hill, back out to Lestrap. Drives in, mid-range jumper is good. And here's Godwin on the wing, being guarded by Saunders. Guy gets a screen from Farr. Rams working around, 10 on the shot clock. Back to the corner to Embry Simpson. Embry Simpson looking for his own shot, drives baseline, shot blocked from behind. Got to put a shot up, and that'll be a shot clock violation. Good defense there from the Mustangs.
And you know, Matt, you open up the second half with that huge junk from Basie there, and then you have a careless shot clock violation like that. That really was just not self-aware of the Rams right there. Kind of a little bit of an odd possession for them.
Midwestern State back in possession. And that pass gets away from Lestrap. Here's Embry Simpson on the breakaway, and he lays it in for two. So Rams lead 40-31 early in the second half. Finds Gibson on the wing. Gibson looking inside for Chukwu. Chukwu trying to work on Basie. Being patient down low and then passes it back out. Now back inside to Chukwu. Chukwu over Basie, no good. And ball is turned over. Fight for the ball. It'll be a timeout called by Coach Leslie of Midwestern State. And that will take us to a break. You were watching Rams basketball here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network, brought to you by Angelo All Access. We'll be back after this.
Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa is a giant of a credit card.
With great low rates, no annual fee, no balance transfer fee, and even a rewards option, First Community's Platinum Visa is the card for you. With security as a high priority, you can lock your card in case it's lost, stolen, or just to limit its use.
So be smart, bank smart with First Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa.
And we're back after the timeout taken by Midwestern State. The Mustangs in possession here with Sanders up top. And there's an off-the-ball foul that'll be called on Willie Guy. That is his second. Here's Chukwu. And he is fouled by Actually, excuse me, that is on number 2, Keyshawn Embry-Simpson, and that is his second. And here's Sanders up top, being guarded by Embry-Simpson. Gets a screen from Hill. Hill drives on it. Embry-Simpson. Cross-court pass to Gibson. Gibson barely catches it, pass to save it. Into the hands of Guy. Now off to Farr. Farr's layup good. Rams lead back up to 11. Here's Gibson, gets by Guy. His shot partially blocked. The ball will fall out of bounds. Last touch by Mid Western State. This will be Angelo State ball. And here's Guy with it in possession for Angelo State. He finds Basie up top. Basie gets his pocket picked, and Sanders comes away with it off to Taylor, and Taylor flushes it home. Lead back down to 9. Embry-Simpson will slow things down. And here's Godwin on the wing. Thought about a 3, reverses it to Guy. So here's Embry-Simpson in possession. Drives in, pull-up jumper, it's good. Keyshawn Embry-Simpson with his 15th point of the game. Rams lead by 11. Here's Antoine Taylor on the perimeter. Here's Mason Gibson, who's had the hot hand for Mid Western so far. Gives it back to Gibson for 3. It's short, and that is rebounded by Godwin. Up ahead to Embry-Simpson. It's being guarded by Taylor. Snatch back 3. He got it. Embry-Simpson, 18 points on the night. He extends the Ram lead to 14. So here's Sanders. Gives it to Gibson. Finds Taylor. Taylor thought about a 3. Dishes it off to Sanders. Now inside to Chukwu. Chukwu makes a quick move on Basie. Gathers and lays it in. Chukwu gets his 6th point of the game. Here's Guy off to Embry-Simpson. Off to a rolling Basie, and Basie flushes it home. Nice two-man action from Embry-Simpson and Basie. 49-35, Rams lead. 15 minutes to play. Back off to Austin Lewis. His 3 rolls out, no good. Now up ahead to Godwin. Godwin will pull it back out. Now in the hands of Embry-Simpson. Snatch back 3, no good. Rebounded by Taylor. Now up ahead to Gibson. Gibson tries to drive on Guy, picks up his dribble, looking and finds Sanders. Now inside to Chukwu. And a nice feed inside to Taylor, and Farr will pick up the foul and send Taylor to the line for 2. And with 14:25 remaining, that will take us to the media timeout with the Rams leading by 14 over the Mustangs. You are watching Rams basketball here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network, brought to you by Angelo All Access. We'll be back after this.
For more than 130 years, First Financial Bank has supported our state's industries and helped our fellow Texans achieve their personal and business goals. As one of the nation's leading community banks, we proudly support the communities we serve, including right here in San Angelo. Our bankers live here, shop here, and our children go to school here. And in the fall, we proudly cheer for the Rams. First Financial Bank. We're Texas. Member FDIC.
And we're back here with Antoine Taylor at the line for two. Where Taylor is a 72% free throw shooter on the year. Taylor makes the first. Taylor misses the second. Rams lead by 13. Here's Guy up top. Gives it off to Godwin, who gets a screen from far. And Godwin drives and will draw the foul. That is on number 0, John Gaines. Rams ball underneath with Guy, who gives it off to Shamar Smith. Trying to make a move on Shepard. Back out to Guy for three. Got it. Willie Guy with his first basket of the game. Rams lead by 16. It's their biggest of the game. Off to Gaines. Cross court to Shepard. Shepard drives in. Tough finish through contact. No call. Scramble for the ball on the floor. Shepard comes away with it. Off to Lestrap. Lestrap's three. Got it. Now off to Guy. He's being guarded by Gaines. Now to Embry Simpson, who posts up, lobs it up to far, and that pass is turned over into the hands of Lestrap. Here's Will Shepard for three. No good. Offensive rebound taken by Chukwu, and Chukwu quickly loses it after that. Embry Simpson comes away with it.
And you know, Matt, the margin of turnover rising very quickly for these two teams as the Rams has now committed 9 turnovers and the Mustangs 7.
Godwin's three off the mark. No good. Now Gaines in possession for Mid Western State. So he tries to drive on Guy. Finds Taylor in the corner for three. No good. Rebound tipped around. Last touch by Shepard. And the Rams will be back in possession. And Barlow Alaruzo, or should I say Batman, checks back into this one.
As well as Carvel Tizet and Kendrick De La Houssaye, allowing DJ Basie, Willie Guy, allowing Keyshawn Embry Smith, Trey Farr, and Willie Guy a little bit of a break here. And that's probably the best thing you could do at the moment, especially with Willie Guy and Trey Farr both having 2 personal fouls once they were on the floor.
Now off to Godwin. Gives it off to De La Houssaye on the wing. Gets a screen from Alaruzo. Back out to Tizet. Thought about a three. Drives in. Still trying to work on. Now back out to Alaruzo. Corner three, no good. Rebounded by Lestrap. Up ahead to Sanders. Sanders back to Gibson for three. No good. Rebounded by Lestrap. And he stepped on the baseline. And a very careless turnover that was for Midwestern State. Now will take us to the media timeout, with the Rams in the lead by 13, 52-39 over the Mustangs. You were watching Rams basketball here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network, brought to you by Angelo All Access. We'll be back after this.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're mango tangoing now. Dropping a beat now, feeling the groove now. Luncheon breezy now, going bananas now. Making moves now, craving lighter now. Feeling brighter now? Sipping sunshine now. You're on Tropic Time now. The Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Take your taste buds on a holiday with our new Red Sangria Smoothie and Island Flats.
And we are back here after the media timeout. Rams get play started. So they're up 13. 11:50 to play. Here's T-Set in the corner. Gets a screen from Alaruzo. And here's Delahousse with it on the wing. Drives in. Dishes it out to T-Set. T-Set drives in. Gets his pocket picked by Sanders. 2-on-1 in transition. Gibson layup fouled. And Gibson will head to the line for two, where he is already a perfect 2 for 2 from the line.
And you know, Matt, we talked about this in the halftime report here, how if the Rams wanted to go ahead and keep a good lead on this one, they would have to warrant the amount of fouls that they're allowing on the floor. And now you see Kendrick Delahousse out there with 3 personal fouls on the day. And that's just something you don't want to see as Willie Guy now checks back in.
As Gibson makes the first. Sees up to 14 points on the day. Second free throw from Gibson is good. Make that 15 now. So lead is still 11 for the Rams. And here's Guy with it. Off to Shamar Smith. Now here's Guy with it. Back with it on the wing. Gets a screen from Alaruzo. Back out to Godwin. And Godwin gets fouled by Pierre Sanders, who tries to reach in to steal that ball. That is Sanders' second. And here's Godwin on the wing. Gets it off to Farr. Farr sets a screen for Guy. Guy frees himself for 3, and he got it. Willie Guy with his second 3-point jumper of the game extends the lead to 14.
And you know, Matt, we talk about Willie Guy a lot on the broadcast, and he is one of the 6 seniors recognized on this team for Senior Day today, and just what an impact he's had on the court for this Rams offense as well as their defense, and really just in general. And I think I spoke too soon there in regards to the Rams playing pretty clean defense from here on out, as I believe Batman will commit the foul.
And tipped up and in off the missed shot by Hill, and Hill's fouled as well. So a chance for a 3-point possession here, and Hill rattles in the free throw. Lead back to 11. It's Mid Western State trying to creep back into this one. And Guy loses it for a second. And there will be a timeout called by Guy as he almost lost it. And that will take us to another break. You are watching Rams basketball here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network, brought to you by Angelo All Access. We'll be back after this.
We know people in sales who tell their clients what they want to hear.
But at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Addresses Realtors, we're not driven by the end transaction. We want a lifelong relationship with our clients, which means sometimes we have to tell our clients what they need to hear. At Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Addresses Realtors, we are honored to be your forever agents.
And back in possession now are the Rams with Willie Guy. As Carvel T-Set gets it across midcourt. And Gibson picks up the foul, being a little bit too aggressive there. That is Gibson's second.
And you know, Matt, if you're a Mustang basketball fan, those are the careless fouls that you don't need to have, especially with 10:30 left in regulation here, and this team only trailing 10 points.
And if you keep fouling, that will eventually send Angelo State to the free throw line for 3 points, and that's not what you want to do when you're trying to claw your way back into this game.
Exactly. And you know, Matt, once again, Willie Guy looking to pass there, and there's a kickball called, and that's not something you want to do if you're a Mustang basketball fan. You want to keep the ball out of the Rams' hands as much as possible, so allowing them a baseline inbound is definitely not warranted here for the Mustangs.
Here's T-Set trying to work on, now dishes off to Guy for three, no good, rebounded by Gibson. Here's Hill. Almost loses it. Now finds Gibson. Top of the key for three. It's short. Rebounded by Hill, and Hill is fouled.
And, Matt, I believe they're going to call a push on potentially Trey Farr here, and it is on Farr. That's going to be Farr's third personal foul. And now you have two Rams. I'm sorry, Trey Farr, now in immediate foul trouble for the Rams, and Willie Guy just staying on the court with him as well with two.
So here's Will back to Will Shepard for three, no good. Will Shepard just cannot buy a basket in this game. 0 for 7, 0 for 6 from three. And that's not what you want from Mid Western State, to have one of your best shooters struggling like this.
Exactly, Matt. And then, you see the shot not fall, and then Sanders for the Mustangs just commits really a careless foul there, going up for the board with Barlow Alaruzo, who is a whole head and a half taller than him, and then commits the foul coming down. And just like that, it's Ram basketball once again in a still 10-point lead.
And Embry Simpson shot blocked by Shepard, but Farr grabs the rebound and will get fouled, and Farr will head to the line. So that foul will be on Sanders, and he picks up his third.
As Farr misses the first one from the first financial free throw line, we'll see if he can make the second here in just a moment. And Matt, Farr hasn't been to the free throw line once today, as now he's 0 for 1. And now splits them from the first financial free throw line. But on the day so far, Farr's gone 5 of 7 from the field. So not a bad day for Trey Farr.
And Hill stretches out for three. It's good. Over the outstretched hands of Farr. You lead back down to single digits, 56-47. Embry Simpson being hounded by Gibson on his way up the floor. Now in the hands of Guy, being guarded closely by Taylor. Now off the T-set. T-set finds Embry Simpson underneath. Turns around, jumper, left it short. Pulled the string on it. Up ahead to Gibson. Gibson drives in, no good. Offensive rebound and the stick back by Shepard.
And Matt, that's going to take Trey Farr out of the game for a good little bit now as he picks up foul number 4. And we saw head coach Vinay Patel immediately signal for DJ Basie to come back in. And here comes KK Godway as well in for Carvel T-Set, as well as Shamar Smith for Barlow Alaruzo.
And Will Shepard is at the line after getting the tip in plus the foul. The lead is back down to 7. Shepard at the line for 1.
And Matt, he split his free throws earlier as he makes the shot there. But as you were talking about with Shepard earlier, this is a kid for the Mustangs right now who normally has quite a few points and right now can't buy a bucket.
It's back ahead to Godwin. Godwin now gives it off to Guy. Slow things down. Rams working around the perimeter in the hands of Embry Simpson, and Gaines will pick up the foul, and the Rams are in the bonus, so that will send Embry Simpson to the line for a 1-and-1.
And Matt, I'm not thinking that we're going to see the Rams go to line. They're going to go ahead and just inbound from the sideline here. As you're right, they are in the bonus now, but they went ahead and just took the sideline inbound there.
The pass is almost stolen by Shepard. Basie taking the free throw line jumper, and it's good. DJ Basie, 10 points on the day for him. And here's Lestrap. Finds Taylor. Back in the hands of Gibson. Gibson tries to work on Guy. Pulls it back out. Still looking. He drives baseline. Rises up over Guy. Front of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound by Chukwu. Chukwu loses it into the hands of Smith. And here's Godwin. Pull up three. Off the mark.
And you know,
Five
Matt,
for the rebound. And Basie will pick up the foul. That is his third.
you know, Matt, as Basie picks up foul number 3, KK Godwin went ahead and just stopped and pulled up on the three-pointer there when he had all the space in the world to go ahead and drive in for the layup, as Basie's a little slow to get up there. And it looks like they'll call a media timeout on the floor, so we'll take it with them. You're watching Ram Basketball on the Lone Star Conference. DigitalNetwork.com is brought to you by Angelo All Access. We'll be right back.
Whether you're curling or crunching, running or riding, lifting or lunging, balance it all out with some ice cold serving and enjoying.
And we're back here with Antoine Taylor at And we're back. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are on now. The Rams lead by 6. Here's Sanders. Tough jumper gets blocked by Embry Simpson. Now up ahead to Godwin. Godwin drives in and loses it. Hill comes away with the ball.
And there's a quick injury timeout on the floor as one of the Mustang players heads off to go get seen by a trainer very quickly.
Here's Lestrap driving, and his shot is blocked by Basie. Out of bounds, and will stay here with the Mustangs. Here's Sanders inside off the baseline, out of bounds to Lestrap, who slipped his way down underneath the basket and lays it in for 2. Ram lead now down to 4. Here's Guy with it. Gives it off to Godwin on the wing. Drives in. Finds Shamar Smith. Now in the hands of Embry Simpson. Free throw line jumper off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Lestrap. He tries to take it coast to coast. He'll dribble it back out. Lost it for a moment. Now in the hands of Sanders. Sanders drives, free throw line jumper, tough contested jumper, and he got it.
And you know, Matt, this is cut back down to a 2-point game here with 6:10 left to play. And I don't think anybody would have saw this coming with the Rams having the lead that they had at the half.
Rams lead now down to 2. Here's Guy in possession, drives, pull-up jumper is blocked. And Gibson saves it into the hands of Lestrap. Now to Sanders, corner 3, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Basie.
There's a little bit of a traffic jam there for DJ Basie and Willie Guy. And Guy, I think, was going up for the rebound and came down and just kind of ran into Basie, but ball's back in Ram possession, and that's all that matters here, Matt.
Now here's Embry Simpson driving in on the strap, shot no good. Fight for the rebound is taken by Shepard. Now to the hands of Pierre Sanders. Mid Western State can tie or take the lead. Here's Sanders waiting for a screen. He gets one. Now off to Gibson. On the wing is being guarded by Guy. Gibson trying to work on Guy. Rises up. And jumper rolls around, no good. And shot is tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Angelo State. Ball will stay here with the Mustangs as Farr, who is checked back in for DJ Basie. Midwestern State on a 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
And you know, Matt, in comparison to that, Rams on a scoring drought for the last 3 minutes and 25 seconds here. And I'm sure a lot of fans in Stevens Arena inside Janelle Center are really hoping the Rams break out of that soon so they can maybe get some free Cane's chicken, as Cane's is the game sponsor at 60 points.
Here's Sanders, comes off the screen, rises up, hits the jumper. And we are all knotted up at 58 with 4 minutes and 27 seconds to play. 58-58. Rams in possession. Guy gets a screen. Will take a three, and off the rim, no good. Rebound by Hill. Ball knocked away from Embry Simpson, but will stay with the Mustangs. Now Pierre Sanders with it for the Mustangs. So he gets it across. We're approaching 4 minutes to play. Gets the screen. Sanders trying to free himself up. Rises over Embry Simpson, and he hits the jumper. And Midwestern State is back in the lead.
And you know, Matt, this is the first Midwestern State lead that they've had in this half, as the Rams have primarily controlled this now with 3:30 approximately left to play, a little over. And the Rams have to buy a bucket soon, Matt.
Back out to Embry Simpson, who will set things up, gets a screen from Farr. Drives in, and he draws the foul, and Embry Simpson will head to the line for two.
And, Matt, these free throws from the First Financial free throw line are going to be crucial for Keyshawn Embry Simpson when we come back from the media timeout. You're watching Ram basketball on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.com. It's brought to you by Angelo All Access. We'll be right back.
I know this hurts, but what am I supposed to do? I can't trust you anymore. No, I'm moving on. No, I can't give you another chance. I don't know how else to say this.
It's over. He's with us now. Trust is important in any relationship, even the one you have with your bank. Texas Bank will always prioritize our relationship with customers. If it's time to leave your current bank, we're here to help. Breakups are messy, but breaking up with your bank doesn't have to be.
And we're back after the media timeout with Embry Simpson at the line for 2. Trying to retie the game up at 60. And he rattles out the first.
And I'm going to credit that one to you now, Matt.
It's Embry Simpson now. Second free throw. This time it's good. Rams trail by 1. Sanders has it.
This is the moment where the Rams have to play clean defense right here. They cannot pick up any fouls, especially with Trey Farr at 4 here on the floor.
Here's Sanders, gets a screen from Hill. Back out to Gibson, who's being guarded by a guy. Gibson drives, spins, lost it for a second, and Farr comes up with it. Now to the hands of Embry Simpson, who will get it across midcourt with 2:45 remaining. Rams trail by 1, 60-59. Guy comes off the Godwin screen, now comes off the Farr screen, lays it off to Farr. Farr layup, no good, but he's fouled. And Trey Farr will head to the first financial free throw line for 2.
And Matt, as Farr lines up at the first financial free throw line, these free throws are crucial right now for the Rams.
And Farr makes the first and ties things up at 60.
And Farr lines up now for the second first financial free throw.
And the Rams have taken the lead, 61-60, after the 2 Farr made free throws. Stevens Arena chanting defense. Here's Sanders, drives in, gets it off to LaStrap, top of the key 3, it's good. 63-61, Mid Western State reclaims the lead.
And Matt, coming into this one, you and I talked about how the contest at Wichita Falls shaped up into overtime.
Embry Simpson's 3, no good, into the hands of Chukwu.
And this one looks like it could shape up the same way.
Here's Sanders in possession. Finds Shepard. Shepard drives in, throws up a shot, no good. And touched out of bounds. Last touch by Mustangs. Ram ball here with 1:39 to play and trailing by 2.
And Matt, this is the moment where if you're head coach Vinay Patel, I think you're really specific about your shot selection here. I don't think you just go down and jack up a 3 for the fun of it. I think you actually try and set up a defense here to work the clock down. Or an offense here to work the clock down. And the Midwestern State defense.
And here's Guy looking for Embry Simpson. Embry Simpson drives in, lefty layup, it's good. Ties the game back up at 63. As we are approaching a minute to play, this one is shaping up to be a good one here in Stevens Arena. Ball knocked away. Guy dies on the floor, and he'll pick up the foul, chasing after that ball.
And Matt, that's Willie Guy's 3rd foul on the day, and you can't really blame him there. I think that's a foul that you're okay with him picking up, as everybody was kind of slip and sliding on the floor there. I mean, you look at Willie Guy and Keyshawn Embry Simpson, they both were kind of laid out penguin style there, going after that loose ball.
And Sanders will head to the line for a 1-and-1. Sanders makes the front end. We'll get another one. Sanders makes the second. Midwestern leads by 2.
And Matt, now you're back into the nitty-gritty of it. About 30 seconds separate the game clock and the shot clock. And I think if you're the Rams, you have to look to drive in and look for an and one opportunity here.
Here's Guy. Drives in, pull-up jumper, rolls around, no good. Off defensive rebound by Shepard. And Mid Western State with the lead and the ball. 35 seconds to play. Rams desperately need a stop. 13 seconds separate the shot and the game clock. Mason Gibson drives in, no good, gets his offensive board. Now up ahead to Embry Simpson, who will lay it up, no good, but he's fouled. And he took a hard landing.
And while they look at Keyshawn Embry Simpson, we're going to take a quick break here. You're watching Ram Basketball, and the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.com is brought to you by Angelo All Access. We'll be right back.
And we are back after the referees reviewed that foul to see if there was anything that could have been upgraded, but no, it was called a common foul on the floor. So Embry Simpson at the line for two. And gets the friendly roll and makes the first.
And you know, Matt, props there to Keyshawn Embry Simpson. He really took a hard hit. He was down for a second. He got quickly looked at by the trainer. Now he's back in for a second at the First Financial free throw line.
Embry Simpson makes the second. 13 seconds to play. Shot clock is off.
And Matt, this is the moment where I think you have to just step back and play solid defense. And I kind of could have told you that the timeout was coming. And I think we could keep it here for that one to talk about it. And just, Matt, 10.8 on the clock. If you're head coach Vinay Patel, what are you telling your guys in the huddle?
Just play good, solid defense. Do not foul. You don't want to give Mid Western State free points. You want to play good, solid defense without fouling. Tied up at 65 here. And Maddie, what do you think Midwestern State is looking to do here? Who are they looking to give the ball to?
I was just about to ask you the same thing. How crazy. But, I mean, 10-8, you don't have a lot to work with in shot selection. Obviously, do I think you just inbound the ball and jack up a three? No, I do not. But I think if you could get a cutter off a roll of a pick, maybe you go for it. But if not, I mean, I also definitely think it's going to depend a lot on how the Rams come in a line out here in defense.
So we're all knotted up. Rams need to stop this to force overtime, or Midwestern State with a made shot can come out of here of Stevens Arena with a win and a big-time upset. Both teams are on the floor. Stevens Arena is on their feet for the last 10.8 seconds of this one. Stevens Arena chanting defense. Now here's Sanders. 7 seconds left. Dribbling. 5, 4, tries to work on Guy. Fadeaway jumper puts up the shot. It's good with 0.1 seconds remaining. And my, oh my, what a shot. Stevens Arena is stunned.
And Matt, I mean, that's just a lucky shot if you're the Mustangs. Credit where credit is due, but Willie Guy had him locked down on defense, and now it looks like the refs are going to see if they can add any time back to the possession clock here for the Rams, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and review it.
And there will be 0.3 seconds. So, Maddie, if Angelo State wants to have any chance at this one, they got to throw a full court heave, and someone's got to tip it in. There's not enough time for a catch and shoot, so someone has to tip it in. As, wow, what a shot from Pierre Sanders, and that's just a case of great defense, better O. What a shot from Sanders. That he silences the crowd here in Stevens Arena as they are stunned at what they had just witnessed.
And I mean, Matt, if you're head coach Vinay Patel, who do you put down there to tip it in right now? Because I think very seriously, if you are head coach Justin Leslie for the Mustangs, I think you put all your bigs down the floor in expectation that this is going to come from the Rams, or you put your bigs in the front to try and get the steal off of the lob down the court. I really think this is going to be a catch-22 any way you throw it, and it looks like we might have a little extra review here.
And just upgraded to 0.4.
Still not a lot of time to work with.
Still not much time. And that's still not enough time for a catch and shoot. Unless you are Stephen Curry. But no one here is. So there will have to be a tip. And Carvel T-Set will inbound the ball.
And, Matt, this has to be something that head coach Vinay Patel has worked on in practice if it gets down to this. And, I mean, you think you don't know what you're doing here.
Carvel T-Set will heave it down the floor. Godwin, he catches it, he saves it! KK Godwin has drained it with double zeros on the clock. Maddie, I think he got that off.
I want to say that he got that off, Matt. And KK Godwin with the bucket would secure the win here for the Rams. That is absolutely massive if they go ahead and review that shot. But let's go ahead and break it down. I hope we can get a replay off of that.
Wow, KK Godwin And the mood has just swung here in Stevens Arena.
They called the shot good, and they called it as 2 points. They're checking now to confirm at the table.
So, Matt, a little bit about where things stand. The refs went ahead and called it a made basket at the clock, as they went ahead and took the points off the board just to be safe. But, man, Matt, that could not have been more perfectly executed there.
And wow, what a shot from KK Godwin. And what an inbounds pass from Carvel T-Set. Perfectly on the money with 0.4 seconds. I thought there wasn't enough time for a catch and shoot. I was wrong. And
Matt, if this stands and the bucket will count, the Rams will win it. As you see, though, they took the points off the board as the refs are still heavily reviewing this here. And, Matt, I feel like if this gets overturned, that is just a heartbreaking loss.
The refs are still reviewing it, but Matty, he looked like he got it off in time.
And, Matt, this one is going to probably be under review for a hot minute here. As, you know, Carvel T-Set, what an arm, first of all, on Carvel T-Set. But the smartness on the court by KK Godwin to move around the Midwestern defender who clearly was looking to grab the basketball, and he got a shot off. We just are waiting to see the final.
And, Matty, I do believe he got that off in time, and the refs are going to come to midcourt for a discussion here.
And you know, Matt, Trey Farr is antsy over there. He's dancing around. I think head coach Vinay Patel doesn't even know the decision here. And I feel like if the shot didn't go off, Stevens Arena is going to have something to say about it.
Indeed. Stevens Arena is expecting this to be called a bucket.
And, Matt, we won't have a replay.
And they will count it. They will count it. And we are going to overtime here in San Angelo. What a shot by KK Godwin. And an inbounds pass from Carvel T-Set. When all hope was lost, KK Godwin comes through in the clutch. And we have OT for the second time this season between Mid Western State and ASU.
And, Matt, we're going to head to overtime here, but we'll take a quick break before we do. You're watching Ram Basketball on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.com. That's brought to you by Angelo All Access. We'll be right back.
And we are back. And, Maddie, for the Rams, exciting finish to send the game in overtime, but now you have to regroup. The momentum is on the Rams side. We have bonus basketball here in San Angelo as Guy comes away with the ball. Sky gets a screen from Smith. Trying to find Godwin, but couldn't. Far up top with it. Gives it off to Godwin. Godwin comes off the screen. Pulls up. No good. Rebounded by Mason Gibson. Up ahead to Lestrap. Lestrap's three. No good. Rebounded by Embry Simpson. Embry Simpson now up ahead to Smith, who gives it off to Godwin. Rams working around the perimeter. Here's Embry Simpson, comes off the screen. His shot, no good. Rebounded by Chukwu.
And you know,
here's Sanders with it.
And you know, Matt, I think the name of the game right here in your 5 minutes of overtime is you have to play smart basketball with not only the shot clock, but also the game clock. If you're a Mustangs fan, you want the Rams to have the ball as least amount of time as possible. And if you're the Rams, you want the ball in your hand as much as you can.
And Gibson hits the three to help the Mustangs take a 70-67 lead here in the first bucket of overtime. Here's Guy inside to Farr. Farr trying to work on Shepard. Turns around. Layup is good. How about Trey Farr with the footwork there? Looking like a little dream shake, Akeem Olajuwon action back in the 80s and 90s. As here's Sanders up ahead to Chukwu. Chukwu trying to work on Farr. Back out to Lestrap. Back inside to Chukwu. Faces up on Farr. Still working. Fadeaway jumper is good. What a shot by Chukwu. Here's Embry Simpson with it now. Rams trail by 3. So they're trying to get Farr underneath. And Chukwu will pick up the foul. That is his second, and Farr will head to the line for 2.
And these are crucial free throws here for Farr, and I think he knows that as he's standing at the line.
And Farr makes the first. Farr, second free throw, got it. Rams trail only by 1 now. You can hear the defense chants here roaring inside Stevens Arena. Back out to Sanders, who waves off Chukwu, then gets Chukwu the go-ahead to set the screen. Got Farr up in the air. Nice patience, but missed the shot. Pulled the string on it. Now here's Godwin. On the other end, gets a screen. Banshee dribbling, and he lost it into the hands of Shepard.
And you know, Matt, as the Rams trail by 1 here and just under 2 minutes left to play in OT, you have to play pretty fast here. There is no room to try and slow down and facilitate anything. You just kind of have to play basketball and let whatever happens happen.
And here's Gibson trying to work on Guy. Slithers in, hits the shot. Mid Western State lead back up to 3. Here's Guy. Up top, off to Embry Simpson. Up ahead to Shamar Smith. Now in the hands of Godwin on the wing. Looking inside for Farr. Now here's Farr trying to work on Chukwu. Gives it off to Guy, and Guy is fouled. And Guy will head to the line for 2.
And Matt, that was a hard foul there for Willie Guy, but if there is anybody on this team you want at the free throw line right now, it's going to be Willie. As I believe the last time we looked, he was still a 91% free throw shooter on the year. We'll get a more accurate number on that after the first financial free throw.
First one from Willie Guy is good. Willie Guy is a 92% free throw shooter on the year. Willie Guy, second free throw is good. 74-73 with a minute remaining in overtime. Midwestern State with the ball. Here's Sanders driving baseline, layup, no good, rebounded by Farr. Up ahead to Guy with 45 seconds remaining. Guy slowing things down. Up ahead to Godwin. Godwin driving in, spins, layup is good, plus the foul. And Cade Godwin will head to the line for one more.
And you know, Matt, this is the scenario you want. I was about to say it before KK went ahead and drove in for the and one opportunity there. With 30 seconds on the clock now, you're about 0.2 seconds off shot clock and game clock. You got to play fast, but you also have to play controlled while in your fastness as we await the and one shot.
Godwin drains the free throw. Angelo State takes a 2-point lead after the 3-point play by KK Godwin. And Coach Justin Leslie wants a timeout, a 30-second timeout. And Maddie, we will stay here. 30.2 seconds remaining. Rams lead 76-74. Mid Western State in possession. What do you want to see from Mid Western State in this offensive possession?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, Matt, for both of these teams on either end of the floor, you got to play fast. You only have 0.2 seconds left to go. It would not surprise me if the Mustangs just come down and throw something up to look for that rebound and that putback. But if you're the Rams, I think you might see them jump into a press here.
As KK Godwin has 13 points. But, man, as he showed up, you know they say, Matty, big-time players make big-time plays. And he's made 2 down the stretch. 1 shot to force overtime and 1 that let Angelo State take the lead here.
And, Matt, I talked about it. I figured the Rams were going to try and jump into a press here, and they jumped into kind of a loose one. And they're going to go ahead and just play completely full man-to-man defense here, not caring where they're extending out of.
Inside to Chukwu. Chukwu looks inside to Gibson. Gibson with the foul, and the shot rattles out. But regardless, Gibson will head to the line for 2 big free throws with 7 seconds remaining.
And, Matt, if you're the Mustangs, you have to hope that Chukwu can make both of these free throws. My apologies. Gibson can make both of these free throws here.
Mason Gibson, a 73% free throw shooter on the year. He makes the first.
And, Matt, if something happens and Gibson was to make the second one here as he winds up, you're in a position now where you at least have 7 seconds to work with down the stretch if you're head coach Vinay Patel.
Second free throw is good. And that will tie things up here at 76, and we'll take a quick break with the Rams timeout. You were watching Rams basketball here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network, brought to you by Angelo All Access. Don't go anywhere.
Dear San Angelo, we know where we get our strength.
Individually, it comes from your citizens, and collectively empowers us all.
We're a people of many cultures, many talents, and many experiences.
We're professional grade with a strong sense of pride in our community.
We learn from those who came before us and teach those ready to become tomorrow's leaders.
For all that and more, we are proud to say, San Angelo, you are our hometown.
And we're back here with 7 seconds remaining. Rams have a chance to come out of here, Stevens Arena, with a win. Into the hands of Guy. 5 seconds. 4, 3, up ahead to Farr. Off to Godwin. Godwin loses it. Sanders heave, no good, and we are going double OT. And the last time these two teams played, the game did go into double OT. And we will take a quick break. You were watching Ram basketball here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network, brought to you by Angelo All Access. Stick around for double OT.
First Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa is a giant of a credit card.
With great low rates, no annual fee, no balance transfer fee, and even a rewards option, First Community's Platinum Visa is the card for you. With security as a high priority, you can lock your card in case it's lost, stolen, or just to limit its use.
So be smart, bank smart with First Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa.
And we're back here with the tip to start off double OT into the hands of Guy. Trying to find Farr underneath. Up ahead to Godwin. Godwin on the wing. Looks for Farr, battling with Shepard underneath. Here's Farr, trying to work on Shepard. Chukwu brings a double. Cross-court pass to Godwin. Godwin for three. Rattles out. Tip back out to Godwin. Godwin will settle things down. Gets a screen from Farr. C drives in, lays it up, no good. Rebounded by Chukwu.
And Matt,
Up ahead to the strap.
Now that you're in your second possession of overtime here, every shot matters. Shot, good or bad, it's going to matter in the long run here. There is nothing to go back and look at down the stretch except for what happens in these two periods.
Stop and pop by Lestrap. No good. Offensive rebound tracked down by Chukwu. Chukwu tried to drive on Farr. His shot, no good. Tipped up and no good by Shepard. Here's Guy with it. So we approach 3.5 to go here in double OT. Now here's Guy trying to drive, and he is fouled by Gibson. And Guy will head to the line for two.
And you know, Matt, we said it once before and we've said it again. Willie Guy is the guy that you want at the free throw line.
And Guy makes the first. Rams take a 77-76 lead.
Second free throw from the First Financial free throw line for Willie here.
Second one is good. 2-point lead for Angelo State. 3.5 to play. So here's Sanders up top with it. Drives in, finds Shepard. Shepard drives in, throws up a shot, no good. Rebound off the foot of Farr, it looked like, and it will stay here with the Mustangs.
And you know, Matt, I talked about how every shot's going to count. Every out-of-bounds possession is going to count right now, tier 2. As Willie Guy down there trying to facilitate an inbounds defense for the Rams with just merely 3:10 left to play in double overtime. And it looks like we might see another review.
And yes, it looks like there will be a review.
And you know, Matt, let's talk about the 5 on the floor right now for the Rams. You have Keyshawn Embry-Simpson out there with 23 points. KK Godwin out there with 13. Trey Farr with 17. Shamar Smith, kind of the quiet one on the floor right now with 5 points. And you look at Willie Guy, and while Guy has had kind of a quiet day on the floor, only having 10 points and 2 rebounds, he still has 3 steals and 3 assists on his stat sheet for the day. And when we came down to it, like I said in the pregame, I think it could come down to straight free throws from here on out, and Willie Guy would be the guy that you want on the line.
Yes, and Willie Guy already has made some big free throws here down the stretch. And the review is over.
And
the ball will stay here with the Mustangs. Sanders gets it off to Lestrap. Lestrap looking. Drives in on Guy. Finds Gibson. Gibson. Step back 3. No good as the shot clock expires. Rebounded by Embry-Simpson.
And Matt, just under 3 to play here at Stevens Arena inside the Janelle Center. And I think this is kind of your ideal situation right now if you're the Rams.
So here's Godwin on the wing. Gets a screen from Trey Farr. Now in the hands of Embry-Simpson. For 3. No good. Offensive rebound by Godwin and lays it in. Rams lead by 4. What effort on the offensive glass by KK Godwin to be in the right place at the right time to extend the Ram lead to 4.
And you know, Matt, if we've learned anything here through these 2 periods of double OT, a lead is not a lead for very long here at the Janelle Center inside Stevens Arena, so the Rams still have to be locked down on the defensive end of the court here.
Tough shot by Pierre Sanders, no good. Rebounded by Godwin. Up ahead to Guy.
And Matt, head coach Vinay Patel tells Willie Guy to slow it down and try and get an offense going here with 1:45 left to play.
Now with Guy, now with Embry Simpson. Rams working around. Back in the hands of Guy. 5 to shoot. Guy drives in, floater no good, rebounded by Sanders. With 1 minute 20 to play in overtime. Here's Lestrap. Trying to work on Embry Simpson. Puts up a jumper, it's good. As Lestrap trims the Angelo State lead to 2, and there's a timeout called. And we'll take it with him. You are watching Ram basketball here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network, brought to you by Angelo All Access. We'll be back after this. And we're back here with 1:12 remaining here in double OT. Rams hold on to an 80-78 leads here with 1 minute remaining. Ball in the hands of Guy. Gives it off to Embry Simpson. Gets it into Farr. And Farr trying to work on Chukwu. Shepard brings a double. Farr got to do something. Farr forces it up. No good. Tipped around into the hands of Shepard. Now here's Sanders with 40 seconds to play.
24 seconds, Matt, separate the game clock and the shot clock here. And now it's a little bit smaller than that. But you see another Mustang timeout. Let's go ahead and keep it here. I think if you're the Rams in this moment, A, you have to play lockdown defense. But B, if you somehow get the ball back with more than 15 seconds left, you have to go and get another shot just for maybe a security blanket.
There is 16 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. 38 seconds to play here with Mid Western State down 2, desperately needing a bucket. Maddie, what do you want to see here from Mid Western State as they try and take the lead or tie?
Yeah, you know, Matt, I think if you're head coach Leslie for the Mustangs, you just have to be really smart with what you're doing here. You don't want to draw up anything that's going to put you in a position where you're going to be in a weird mismatch matchups here against the Rams, and you most definitely do not want to have lousy passes in any part of your offense. I definitely don't think that you hold for anything here. I think you just kind of have to keep your foot on the gas if you're the Mustangs.
Now in the hands of Gibson. Gibson drives inside. Shot is good through the contact, but no call. With 23 seconds remaining, shot clock is turned off.
Matt, if you're the Rams right here, I think that's a smart call by Coach Patel to go ahead and take a timeout, because you at least will inbound it on this half of the floor.
With 19 seconds remaining, Rams, shot clock is turned off. The Rams, if I'm a betting man, I'd say the Rams will play for 1 here and should play for 1. As you see there on the replay, the tough drive and the bucket by Mason Gibson, who's had the hot hand today for Midwestern State with 24 points to his name.
And you know, Matt, the beauty of head coach Patel calling a timeout when he did is they'll inbound from their sideline by the bench, if not over on the sideline closest to the basket on our side of the table, where You know, they have 19.3 on the clock. If for whatever reason the Rams inbound and they don't like what they're seeing defensively from the Mustangs, they have one more timeout they could burn here to keep it in their favor or potentially force a triple overtime.
And Maddie, for the Rams, who do you want taking this last shot?
I think it honestly depends. If you're trying to drive in and draw the and one situation, I think you want Willie Guy doing it. But if you're just looking for the jumper, I think you want it in the hand of KK Godwin.
KK Godwin has made the biggest plays down the stretch so far for the Rams, keeping them in the game, forcing OT with the shot with 0.4 seconds to play off the long inbounds pass from Carvel T-Set. And then with the spin and the lay-in plus the and one back in the first overtime. But here we are with 19 seconds to play. Rams have a chance to win the game here in double OT in Stephens Arena.
And Matt, I think this is the situation right here where if you get it across the court and you don't like the way the Mustangs defense is lined up, I think you call the timeout if you're head coach Vinay Patel or if you're Willie Guy as the captain on the floor.
Here's Guy, drives, finds Embry Simpson for three, no good. Ball tipped around to Guy. Guy puts it up, no good, and we are heading to a third overtime.
And Matt, I mean, a third overtime was definitely not on my bingo card for the day. But we'll see another 5 minutes on the clock, and we'll take a quick break before we do. You're watching Ram Basketball on the Lone Star Conference. DigitalNetwork.com is brought to you by Angelo All Access. We'll be right back.
We know people in sales who tell their clients what they want to hear.
But at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Addresses Realtors, we're not driven by the end transaction. We want a lifelong relationship with our clients, which means sometimes we have to tell our clients what they need to hear. At Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Addresses Realtors, we are honored to be your forever agents.
And we're back. Farr and Shepard to tip things off here to start the third overtime.
There's a little bit of joking going around there as Trey Farr lined up for the jump. Maybe a little bit of some elbow bump in there with him and the ref. Because the ref was like, hey, move your elbow.
Won the tip. And there's a foul inside as Embry Simpson will head to the line for two.
And Matt, I kind of sound like a broken record now saying it, but your free throws here in the start of triple overtime are the most important. And the beauty about it is both of these teams are still in a bonus. So the odds of getting to the line on free throws is pretty high.
And the first one from Embry Simpson is good. Rams take the lead, 81-80. Second one from Embry Simpson, rattles out, rebounded by Shepard. Now into the hands of Sanders.
And you know, Matt, just got some great information from our SID gurus down the line at the table. Nick Rackley just informed me that this is the program's fourth triple overtime game in the history of being established at Angelo State. So this game is in the record books for sure.
And Chukwu loses it as he falls to the ground. And there's a jump ball called, and a possession arrow favors Mid Western State.
And you know, Matt, as both coaches get one more timeout each overtime possession, the Rams have 2 now to burn, as they didn't take their last one in that second OT possession. And Matt, both of these teams kind of playing a dangerous game here. As for the Mustangs, you have Chukwu on the floor with 4 fouls and the other 4 of your guys with 3 fouls. And then you look at the Rams, you have Trey Farr on the floor with 4, and then Willie Guy with 3, but everybody else on the floor for the Rams only has 1.
Here is the baseline out of bounds. Got to get it in. It's a 5-second call. And the Mustangs turn it over. That's their 12th of the game. Rams back in possession.
And Matt, how crazy do you think it is that we go the next 4 minutes and 25 seconds? Or how likely do you think it is? Let's play hypothetical. Seeing the way scoring droughts have formulated here at the Janelle Center inside Stevens Arena, how likely is it that we see this third overtime possession go without a score for a little bit?
Both teams are playing really, really hard on the defensive end as well. Lob pass inside to Farr. Farr handles it, and he's fouled. And that will go on Chukwu. That is Chukwu's 5th and actually 4th. Actually, no, 5th. It is his 5th. And he has fouled out.
That's his.
And Reggie Hill, the 6'8 junior from Melbourne, Florida, will check in for him. First free throw from Farr is good.
And you know, Matt, as Farr made the first free throw, you have to give credit to the Mid Western Mustangs and in just head coach Leslie here, as the second free throw isn't good from the First Financial free throw line. But Coach Leslie for the Mustangs has recruited extremely well, because we saw one of their tallest players exit the game on 5 fouls, and then they brought in someone almost exactly the same size to fill his space.
So here's Gibson in possession for the Mustangs. Drives in, kick out to Hill. Shepard thought about a 3, will drive in on Farr. Contact and the tip-in by Lestrap. Getting active on the offensive glass, trims the Angelo State lead down to 1. And here's Farr up top. Dribble handoff to Guy. Guy, 3, no good. Rebounded by Hill. Ball is with Sanders. Being guarded by Embry Simpson. Gives it off to Mason Gibson. The ball's turned over. Up ahead to Godwin. Now to Shamar Smith. Shamar Smith layup is fouled. No good. But he's heading to the line for 2. Shamar Smith from the line on the day is 1 of 2. Smith makes the first. And second one rims out. No good. 84-82, Rams lead with 3 minutes remaining here in the third overtime. And here's Shepard. Dribble handoff to Lestrap. Back out to Shepard. Shepard stretches out for 3. No good. Rebounded by Lestrap. Gets inside, and he is fouled. KK Godwin wants a hook call on Lestrap, but doesn't get it. Willie Guy is called for the foul. That is his 4th. As Lestrap will head to the line for 2.
And while he's heading to the line, Willie Guy has to go over to the bench. There's blood on the front of his uniform, so they have to quickly get that off if he wants to stay on the floor.
So we're still waiting on the blood.
And there's blood on the front and back of Willie's jersey here.
Yeah, and the back of his shorts as well.
And where I'm trying to figure out, Matt, is where did the blood come from?
I'm not sure. Someone has to be bleeding somewhere.
We just
not
can't
sure
tell
who it
where.
is.
And they're going to go ahead and sub Willie out to get the rest of the blood off, and Kendrick Delahousse is going to come back in. And honestly, with 2:47 left, I think you're okay to sub Willie out for at least a possession.
So as Lestrap, first one, gets the friendly roll and gets the first. Now the second one from Lestrap to tie the game is good. 84 all. Rams and the Mustangs are deadlocked here with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in triple OT.
And Matt,
Ball
I found out where the blood was coming from. It's coming from Willie Guy. As I just saw our trainer Blaine go ahead and tape up Willie's finger there.
Here is Embry Simpson being guarded by Lestrap. 8 to shoot on the shot clock. Got to put it up. His three bounces off, no good, hits the shot clock, and that'll be called out of bounds. Mid Western State will take possession.
84 apiece, 2:17 left. Willie Guy's back in the lineup. For Kendrick Delahousse.
And you know, Matt, with Willie Guy on the floor and Trey Farr on the floor, both with floor fouls, you need those two bodies on the floor more than you can imagine right now for the Rams. So I think defensively they have to stay strong in there, but also the other guys on the floor have to try and pick up the slack a little bit.
Here's Gibson, drives inside, kick out to Lestrap, corner three, bang! Lestrap helps the Mustangs retake the lead. 87-84. Here's Embry Simpson off to Godwin. Finds Guy on the wing. Guy gets a screen, drives inside, kick out, extra pass to Godwin. Godwin pull-up jumper, puts it in. Godwin trims the Mustang lead to 1.
And you know, Matt, with 1:45 there, I think that's the shot you kind of want to see there. Not going for the three, because that might just be a little risky when the Rams are currently only shooting 26% from beyond the arc. But I think the drive in by Godwin was a good call.
Here's Shepard, inside feed. Layup is missed by Hill and tipped out of bounds, and it will go the other way to the Rams. As a point-blank attempt by Hill, no good. And here's Guy, crosses midcourt. A minute remaining, and the Rams trail by 1. Looks for Godwin. Godwin gets a screen, rejects it, pulls it back, drives baseline, and his reverse layup, razzle-dazzle, and it falls, and the Rams take the lead.
And you know, Matt, we talked about this as we were heading into triple overtime. KK Godwin was the guy that we said that we thought the ball needed to be in the hands with for anything in the field right now. And that's proving to be kind of a blessing in this moment in time.
And here's Lestrap for three, no good. Rebounded by Guy. 28 seconds remaining. And here's Godwin. They trap Godwin. Godwin is fouled, and he will head to the line for 2.
And you know, Matt, a second initially separated the game clock and the shot clock as they've turned off the shot clock here. And the Rams lead by 1. Again, I'll be a broken record. These free throws are more important than you could imagine right now for KK Godwin.
First one from Godwin is good. 89-87, Rams lead. 23 seconds to play here in the third overtime. Godwin's second one is good. 23 seconds to play. 3-point game.
And Matt, if you're the Mustangs, I think you take any open shot you can get right now.
And shot blocked by Embry Simpson. Ball will stay here with the Mustangs. And Justin Leslie will call a timeout for Mid Western State, and we'll take it with them. You're watching Rams basketball here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network, brought to you by Angelo All Access. We'll be back after this.
For more than 130 years, First Financial Bank has supported our state's industries and helped our fellow Texans achieve their personal and business goals. As one of the nation's leading community banks, we proudly support the communities we serve, including right here in San Angelo. Our bankers live here, shop here, and our children go to school here. And in the fall, we proudly cheer for the Rams. First Financial Bank, we're Texas. Member FDIC.
And we are back to the action. Mustangs trail by 3. In the hands of Sanders. Finds Lestrap. And Lestrap stepped on the baseline and turned it over back to Angelo State. Rams have the ball with 10.4 seconds to play.
And Matt, I think with 10-4 left, I think you're okay to just try and inbound it and hold for potentially a last shot or no shot as you're up by 3.
And here's Guy. Guy is trapped, and Guy's fouled quickly. And Lestrap is wanting the referee to review something. I think they're telling the referee that Guy stepped out on the baseline.
And it looks like we see Lestrap having kind of a calf cramp now too, and he's going to sit on the ground for a minute.
And Guy is at the line for 2 huge free throws.
And Lestrap's going to be checked out of this ball game here to go walk off that cramp.
Guy at the line for 2. First one drops. 91-87 now. It's a 2-possession ball game here with 8.6 remaining. Guy makes the second. It's a 5-point ball game now.
And Matt, dare I say, Willie Guy, what a guy. As he has continuously came into this ball game, only having 11 points, but making those deep free throws down the stretch that we talked about how crucial they were going to be.
And on the side of Mid Western State, they find themselves down 5. With 8.6 remaining, they got to get down the floor in a hurry, get a quick shot, and then either get a turnover or foul and hope Angelo State misses free throws.
And you know, Matt, what do you think that head coach Leslie has drawn up here for the Mustangs in regards to just trying to stay proactive and on top of the ball here?
Well, he wants to get it to head of the floor quick. Lestrap will take a 3. No good. And Guy will dribble it out. And the Rams have pulled off a thrilling victory over Mid Western State and their home closer, the 2023-2024 season. 92-87.